get reaction from some of the industry bodies. How are they feeling about these increases? We're joined by the president of the South African Black Bulk Transporters Association, Charles Mhlongo. Mr. Mhlongo, good evening to you. Thank you for your time. You heard the reaction, from ordinary motorists to taxi drivers on how they're going to be affected. You as an industry body?
Good evening, Katie. Good evening, viewers at home. We appreciate the opportunity that we are given by Newzroom Afrika to make our own contribution or comment on the state of the high petrol increases that we are experiencing as a country. South Africa, for the first time since the dawn of democracy, we have experienced such a high rise of petrol increase. We are aware that each and every month, first Wednesday of the month, there is a release of whether the petrol is going to increase or it is going to decrease. So the effect of the petrol increase, obviously, it affects the power of consumption by the consumers, and those that obviously are heavily affected are the ordinary working class and the poor because of non-affordability of paying basic food such as bread and so forth. But look, in our view, as association, South Africa can be able, obviously, to deal with this current situation because of the regulation of the petrol price, just because of a basic fuel price, which obviously it is influenced by the international market via exchange price of the rand and the dollar. We think that South Africa, it is the only country in the world that has managed, obviously, to be able to come with a technology to produce fuel out of coal. And we have a Sasol that is currently doing that, producing fuel out of coal. And we thought that maybe as South Africa, because we have capability through Sasol to do that, this obviously petrodollar exchange prices, they were not going to be issues that were going to affect us in terms of us being determined on obviously how we must be able to price our local production of fuel. So we thought that maybe the government must rethink of going back to the basic and renationalize Sasol, because of during the apartheid era, the country never experienced such a kind of high price increases because of Sasol. It was a key national oil company. So we will appreciate that the unions that are representing workers that are heavily affected by these increases can continue to lobby for renationalization of Sasol.
That's just one proposal, and I imagine, of course, we'll take it in, amongst the many proposals that have been made as measures to try and mitigate the cost of fuel in this country. As an association, how are you going to be affected by these increases?
Look, we are currently experiencing a very huge disadvantage of that because of we are representing black transporters that are moving petroleum liquid fuels products, your gas, your petrol, your diesel, your paraffin, and so forth. So their cost of operating their business, it has been affected by this petrol price increases because of their operational cost now. It's far more consumed by the price of petrol. So we are anticipating a large number of retrenchment from obviously our members that we represent, which we thought that it was going to be something that can be mitigated when obviously we are seeing the high rate of unemployment. And we would also like to applaud government on what they have done by keeping the fuel levy by the extension of 3 months in terms of not implementing it. We really appreciate what the government of our people is doing.